I am so stressed. My spouse visa is about to expire. I might lose my job. I might lose my job. I don't know why I'm smiling about this or laughing about this. I might lose my job. How did I get here? I'm a very meticulous person. In fact, my phone is set 10 minutes ahead of time. Why am I panicking? Why is this application process so stressful and over the top for me? If you want to find out whether I lost my job or got kicked out of the UK or got a visa approval or rejection, watch till the end. Story time. My name is Cynthia. I made this video to help other people trying to apply for spouse visa so that they can learn from my mistakes. If you're wondering what a spouse visa is, it is through the family visa routes. It is a 5-year visa process that leads to settlement. Now, what happens is that you apply the first time, they give you a 2.5-year visa, which expires. Then you need to renew your application to extend it for another 2.5 years. I had already done the first application in 2020 because the UK government didn't want their staff to get COVID-19. They decided to create an app or release an app to all. So it was very easy. What I needed to do was to upload my documents on the app, and that was it. I didn't go for any biometric appointments. I didn't need to do that. But this time around, it's quite different. But the question is, how soon can you make an application for visa extension? So thinking about that, I decided to ask Google. I couldn't see anything on the government website, but I saw some websites that said the earliest spouse visa extension application can be submitted 28 days before the expiry date of the current visa. You must submit your application before your visa expires. Like, okay, this is a good idea. I could wait a bit before I do this. There are some things you need to consider before you make this application. I'll be listing them out so that you don't become so stressed like me. The first challenge is that most bank statements take 7 to 10 working days before they arrive to your house. And so you have to factor this duration when you're making your application. If you're trying to use electronic bank statements, it has to be accompanied with a letter from your bank that states that these electronic bank statements are true. You have to consider this too. Another thing to factor is there are a list of requirements in the government website that needs to be included in your employment letter. And when you send this to your employer, some employers are reluctant to provide them. They might provide some of them, they might provide all of them if you're lucky. And some places, they just provide as few as possible. So you would wonder, is this sufficient to give me my visa? Another thing is your employer might respond to you on a later date than you require. So you need to send these applications on time. Another thing you need to consider is that all your documents should not be older than 28 days to the date of your application. So you have to balance all those things together. It means that you need to gather all your documents at the same time and make sure that they come in the same period. Another thing is if you decide to use cash as evidence to meet the financial requirement, when they say above £16,000, what it actually means is that whatever you have in your bank statement, subtract £16,000 from it, then divide that thing you have by 2.5, which is the 2.5 years you're trying to renew your visa for. So whatever you have left there is the amount that you can combine with your income, that's your salary or your income per annum, to meet the financial requirements. Seriously, you need to read Appendix 1.7. If you receive a gift from somebody, it has to be there for the past 6 months. If you want to use cash only to meet your financial requirement, you need to provide £62,500. Why? Because when you subtract 16,000 from £62,500, what you have left, if you divide it by 2.5, you will get 18,600, which is the amount that is required to meet the financial requirement. So this is something you have to consider. All these factors coupled with procrastination. Oh yes, I don't know why I procrastinated this time around. Coupled with finding out that I don't need to provide only 6 months pay slips. I need to provide 12 months pay slip, despite my sponsor, that's my husband, being in that job for more than 6 months. It's really strange that they asked for 12 months pay slip. The first time I applied, they asked for only 6 months. So I'm really like, what's happening here? What's going on here? I was only able to provide 8 months pay slip. So prepare yourself for a 12 months pay slip. You know, when I filled the application and submitted it and it generated the number of documents I need to provide, and I saw the 12-month pay slip, I was like, wow, okay, how do we get this? Another thing is, it says that you will get a response on your visa within 8 weeks from the date of your application, coupled with the problem that everywhere was booked for biometric appointment. I had to check many cities around me, and all of them, including the city where I live, were fully booked. Even till the second month. I was lucky I saw a date that, as I'm sure somebody canceled their application that day. That's why, because up to 10 days before that date, we're fully booked. So I was so lucky, and it was in Sheffield. So I went to Sheffield for my biometric appointment. When I went for my biometric appointment, the person there was so nice, but he asked for my old passports. I didn't go with any of my old passports. Though it's a mandatory document that you should bring your passport, but I thought I just needed to provide my current passport. He said, oh, next time you're going for such an appointment, always bring all your passports, especially the one which shows the entry date to come into the UK. So I booked for a document scanning service, and that is why the person was able to tell me that people provide such things, you know, next time try to provide it. But the one thing the person commended me for is providing a cover letter. He says that many people don't provide a cover letter whenever they are coming for such appointments. And it's very important to provide it. It explains some things or maybe some gaps in knowledge that your document cannot be able to provide. When you provide a cover letter that states the history between you and your spouse, it gives the person considering your application an idea of what's going on, why you need the visa, how important that visa is to you, and how stable your relationship is. Now the question is, did I get this visa? Because as you can see here, my visa was about to expire. So I received a letter from my employer saying, if you do not get your visa by so date, which is the date that my first visa was about to expire, that my employment will be terminated. So the question is, was my visa approved? Did I lose my job despite not providing the 12 months pay slips and not providing my old passports? Let's find out. Let's find out. Spouse visa was approved and successful. Oh my goodness, it's been a journey. And that's the reason why I decided to capture the emotions involved in this process, and also capture the process so that you can learn from it and yours might be as stress-free as possible. That's what I wish for you. What is it that you can learn from this experience is that you should start early and gather all your documents, and also learn from all the videos I have prepared here. I have a video on the step-by-step guide on how to complete your spouse visa application process. Please check it here. I also have a video that shows the checklist for the supporting documents that you need to complete your spouse visa application. Remember, I told you about my employer sending me an email informing me that they would terminate my employment on the date which my BRP is going to expire. They asked me if I had applied for an extension, and I should provide them with the application reference number. And then they did a temporary right to work check. After that, they informed me that I can stay on my job for 6 months. And as soon as I get a BRP or a decision has been made on my application, I should inform them. So you need to find out whether this option is available to you. Remember, my situation might be unique and different employers might treat things differently. Remember, it says online that it takes 8 weeks to get your visa approved. Mine took 30 days from the date I submitted my application and 25 days from the date I did my biometric appointment. It's just my personal experience that I'm trying to share here. But I'm not an immigration advisor or consultant, but something to encourage you that it might not take that long to get your visa approved if you are residing in the UK. I hope you are well prepared to meet all the requirements. And please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you. I wish you the best. Bye.